right here. And she's blaming the referee. Of course you are. Security, when I'm literally having a civil, of course, Sheryl Swoopes is defending Dijonai Carrington. By the way, she made a comment herself, I believe.
What would make a WNBA referee so uncomfortable that they'd call for security post-game? Dijonai Carrington's explosive interaction left everyone stunned and raised questions about where the line is drawn between passion and inappropriate behavior. What really happened in those tense moments?
The referee had to call security on Dijonai Carrington. I can't say I'm surprised.
And was the ref justified in their extreme reaction? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. The Dallas Wings versus Chicago Sky game had everything you'd expect. Clutch plays, last-minute drama, and high energy. But as the final buzzer sounded, the focus wasn't on the scoreboard anymore. All eyes shifted to Dijonai Carrington as she marched toward the referee. At first, it looked like your standard post-game protest, something we've all seen before from frustrated players, but something about this confrontation tilted the atmosphere. It wasn't just competitive anymore. It felt tense, almost hostile. The referee visibly stiffened, stepping back as Carrington grew animated, her frustration boiling over. Just minutes later, the decision was made to call security. In a league centered on composure and respect, this move spoke volumes.
Right here. And she's blaming the referee. Of course you are. Security, when I'm literally having a civil...
Here's the thing. Referees rarely call for security in the WNBA. It's not like the NFL or certain international soccer leagues, where heated physical altercations between players and officials occasionally creep in. The WNBA prides itself on professionalism. Over decades of games, there have been moments when tensions ran high, players shouting, coaches pacing like caged lions. But it almost never escalates to the point of a referee signaling for outside help.
You see this guy? The ref asked this dude to step out here. All right?
And yet, somehow Carrington's actions broke through that norm. What exactly pushed things to a level where a referee, someone trained to manage both the game and heated emotions, felt the need to bring in backup? Referees, by nature of their job, are put under intense pressure to maintain control. Sports officiating experts note that referees often tolerate a fair amount of frustration from players. They expect quick tempers in high-stakes situations, but they also stress how important it is for referees to uphold their authority. When that authority is tested, especially publicly, they face a dilemma: escalate the situation by responding, or diffuse it silently and risk losing respect on the court. In this case, the security call feels like a rare moment where the balance tipped, and the line between holding order and feeling unsafe blurred. So, was the referee justified? Did Carrington's behavior genuinely cross that line? Or did the ref misread the intensity? In the heat of the moment, it's hard to say. This wasn't just about one argument. It was about the unspoken rules of respect in the league. And while some might side with the ref, others see Carrington as unfairly singled out. What complicates things even more? Sheryl Swoopes' unexpected defense of her, which shook up the entire conversation. Sheryl Swoopes has never been one to shy away from voicing her opinions, especially when it comes to players stepping out of line.
Sheryl Swoopes wants this referee fired. She wants him fired.
That's why her public defense of Dijonai Carrington caught so many people off guard. After the security call that followed Carrington's heated run-in with a referee, Swoopes didn't just take Carrington's side, she turned the tables completely. If this man was scared and needed security, she said, Why does he even need to ref?
And needed security. He should never be able to ref again. This can't be real.
It sent shockwaves through social media. Here's a Hall of Famer, someone who's practically celebrated for upholding the game's integrity, suddenly siding with a player many view as a repeat offender. For Swoopes, this wasn't just a minor defense. She painted Carrington's reaction as completely overblown by the ref.
Of course, Sheryl Swoopes is defending Dijonai Carrington. By the way, she made a comment herself, I believe,
calling it a civil conversation. Now, this is where things get messy. Swoopes has a reputation for calling out players she sees as disrespectful or unsportsmanlike. Just think back to her comments on Caitlin Clark. When Clark was accused of excessive showboating during games, Swoopes publicly criticized her for not respecting the opponent or the league's standards. That wasn't physical aggression, it was just a player celebrating. But here, she's defending Carrington, who's built a reputation for pushing limits far more aggressively. Remember the infamous eye poke incident with Caitlin Clark? In what some saw as a cheap moment during a scramble under the basket, Carrington's hand landed on Clark's face near her eye, sparking outrage from fans. The league never suspended her, but instead of apologizing, Carrington doubled down, mocking Clark afterward.
Hilarious. They tried to rip Caitlin Clark's eye out, has security called on her by ref. That's right. The referee had to call.
A lot of people never forgot it. That brings us back to the uproar. How could Swoopes stand by Carrington while being so tough on others? One commentator even called her the hater extraordinaire, suggesting the bias might be personal. For Carrington, Swoopes' support could highlight an unfair double standard, or it could just make her past even harder to ignore. Security calls, eye pokes, and public defense from basketball royalty. This isn't just about one incident anymore. It's becoming a reputation that the league might struggle to control moving forward. The Carrington incident isn't just about one player, it's a snapshot of where the WNBA is right now, caught between empowering players to express themselves and ensuring referees are respected as enforcers of the game. It highlights the growing pains of a league finding its voice while maintaining order on the court. Should the league step in more forcefully, or would that stifle the passion that makes these moments unforgettable? Let us know your take in the comments, because this debate isn't going away anytime soon. One thing's clear. These fiery clashes keep reminding us just how intense the game really is.